Hello and welcome to Called to Wisdom, the YouTube channel all about providing you wisdom to successfully navigate through life. Today we're going to be diving headfirst into chapter 1 of Proverbs. Before that, let's do a quick recap. Last week we discussed the tree of life as well as the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and how using wisdom you can successfully navigate past that tree that brings death and shame and find yourself at the tree that brings eternal life and joy and happiness and everything that goes along with that. Today, in chapter 1 of Proverbs, we're going to be asking this question. What does that look like? What is wisdom? And what does somebody look like who possesses wisdom? Right? So, let's begin chapter 1, verse 1 through 7 as follows. The Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel. To know wisdom and instruction, to understand words of insight, to receive instruction in wise dealing, in righteousness, justice, and equity, to give prudence to the simple, knowledge and discretion to the youth. Let the wise hear and increase in learning, and the one who understands obtain guidance. To understand a proverb and a saying, the words of the wise and their riddles. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. So, what can we learn from this passage? Well, I picked out 3 different qualities that a wise person possesses. To know wisdom, to receive instruction, and to give prudence to the simple. So, a wise person knows wisdom, receives wisdom, and is able to give wisdom. With that, let's start with knowing wisdom. Let's break that down, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Are you ready? So, knowing wisdom. Before we begin, let's think about what the original definition of wisdom is, according to the English language. It is as follows. Having the power of discerning and judging properly as to what is true or right, possessing discernment, judgment, or discretion. That is the proper English definition of wisdom, just to be able to apply it to what we're talking about today. And so, back to Proverbs, verse number 2, to know wisdom. To know wisdom and instruction, to understand words of insight. To break that down a little bit, the original word in Hebrew for wisdom is chakma, right? It is translated as wisdom, but it can also be translated into something quite interesting, skill. Yes, skill. Wisdom, according to Proverbs, is a skill that you can improve upon. You can get better at it. You can learn and grow in. And all reality, that's the reason why Solomon is writing this book, so that you can improve upon your skill of wisdom and apply it to your life. So a wise person knows wisdom. They are acquainted with it and are skilled with wisdom, right? And if we read further into this verse, it not only says that a person knows wisdom, but also knows instruction. If we look at the original Hebrew text, we can translate that as knowing discipline and or correction, 2 very valuable assets to the overarching skill of wisdom. When we look at it like that, it really opens our eyes that it's not simply, being able to possess discernment. Do you know what I mean? It's something that is so much more than that. Consider it like this. Most likely today, you can stand and confidently say that you know how to ride a bike. And you enjoy riding it. It's a thrilling experience. And not only is it fun, but it's also a very useful skill, is it not? Socializing, having fun, exercising, getting to places, saving gas, right? All kinds of things. But once upon a time, you didn't know how to ride a bike, did you? No. You had to learn. You started very simply, most likely with training wheels. Your parent had to teach you, hold on to you, and help you when you fell down. They instructed you, and helped you practice, and slowly but steadily you learned the skill of riding a bike. You kept practicing, and eventually those training wheels came off. You may have fallen down a few times, but all along you were learning and growing and getting more confident. As your skills riding increased, you became bolder, faster, and you were able to ride without even thinking about it anymore, without anyone's help. When something fell in your way or a car came at you, you were able to correct yourself and not run into those things, right? Some of you, after all these years, have taken it up a notch and you do all kinds of crazy things. But at the end of the day, it's absolutely life-giving. But for everyone, no matter what, it doesn't matter how many years it has been, as the saying goes, you never forget how to ride a bike. Do you? That is wisdom. Today, I encourage you to learn it, to learn from others, grow in wisdom, discipline yourself in the art of wisdom, and self-correct yourself in your life's trajectory when things don't look so great. That is wisdom at the end of the day. And someday you'll realize just how far it has brought you. So if you listen to these words and apply them to your life, you can truly call yourself wise. And as we finish up today, I want you to know that the big takeaway is that if you have no wisdom today, you can always gain it. You can grow in it. Someday you can be truly wise. All it takes is the first step of growing in wisdom. It's not going to be simple, but nothing is. Learning how to ride a bike, day one, you had a lot of bruises and scraped up knees, but it got better, and look where it has brought you today. So that's all. I encourage you to join us next time as we continue to unpack what a wise person looks like and how you can apply that to your own life. And in the meantime, go live wisely. I'll see you later.